In this episode of Lori's Maine Inspirations, we're going to visit Damariscotta, the waterfront, the downtown. We're going to go to a couple souvenir shops that we like, and then we make our big discovery, the Peace Gallery. Lots of veterans art here. These two-sided pieces, we've got this diorama by a Vietnam vet, and a collection from a World War II vet who was a sculptor and artist, not to mention these very interesting pieces by Jacques Vessery. After having lunch by the water, we're going to take a trip down the river. Going to see a lot of beautiful scenery along the way, some boats out on the river, but also just lots of oyster farming going on. However, the big event is the seals on the ledge. This fat guy reminds me of my dog Quill. But before we see the seals, we got to hear from the loons. For years, my family's been coming to Maine, and my wife loves the place, and it's inspired a lot of her alcohol inks art. And now that she's retired and doing her art full-time, we're looking for more inspirations, and so we're creating this series to share that search and just to share the things we love about Maine while we go look for more things to love. Hey everyone, we're back on our couch in North Carolina.
We are.
And we're back in the heat. But we had to leave the camp to my sister for August. We will be back in September.
Yes, for the first time for me.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to that. But in the meantime, we've got a few more episodes we filmed. And so today it's Damariscotta with the Peace Gallery and the River Cruise.
And the seals.
Big fat seals. So hope you enjoy it. Damariscotta sits along Route 1 at the highest navigable point in the Damariscotta River. Honestly, there is a lot of traffic here, even though Route 1 bypasses the town, but it has a really nice harbor area, and a lot of boats come up here to moor and go to the town. And so you've got just basically a lot of parking. There's parking for cars, and oh wait, that car's leaving, someone grabbed the spot. And then we got parking for boats, all these dinghies here from the boats on the river as people come up, go shopping, go out to lunch at places like the Schooner Landing, where we're going to have lunch in just a bit. But this is also a boat launch, so we have a lot of stuff going on here in downtown Damariscotta. Lots of traffic, lots of shops, and one of our favorite shops is right there, the Puffin's Nest. Okay, we're going to go buy souvenir stuff, but this is a great place for it. They have t-shirts, they've got, just everything, stuffed animals. Lori's going to town looking for stuff for the grandchildren. The Puffin's Nest also has just this huge collection of socks. Never seen so many, just sock central. But I was looking for something else. I got a 10-year-old granddaughter named Emma, and yes, let's start a fight with my daughter. What could go wrong getting a pocket knife for a 10-year-old? But there are also all these ornaments, and I always get something for the tree at the Puffin's Nest. It really is just a cute place to go. Sheepscot River Pottery is another favorite place for us to go. They have a lot of nice things for your house, and we've over the years gotten things like loon tumblers. But we were looking for something for our daughter for her birthday, and we always get something here. We always find something. I don't know. I can neither confirm nor deny what we got. But after that, we headed back out onto Main Street. Walking around downtown, we found this new gallery, apparently a veterans art collective. We went inside, interesting art, so we asked the curator, Bernie Delisle, to tell us about it.
Okay, the Peace Gallery is a veterans cooperative, basically, a collective, and it's all art by veterans. Two of the primary installations are deceased World War II veterans. That's just the way it came out this year for the Memorial Day opening. Others are deceased Vietnam veteran who also did dioramas of World War II. So it seemed to be a World War II emphasis for the Memorial Day weekend show, which we felt was just fitting because it's an ending era. A lot of people just don't relate to the World War II anymore, except for the older ones, like myself. We also have many current veterans that we display, and we also display crafts. So we have fine art and fine craft, and we take a lesser, we only take a 25% commission, which helps us sustain the gallery. We also have numerous programs that we run in the gallery, such as yoga, there's a writing class, there's a music class for veterans, there's a couple other programs that are going on, which we mix the community and the veterans together. And the money that we receive through those projects also fund the veterans. We pay for the veterans taking these classes. So that's the thrust of the Peace Gallery.
The Peace Gallery features a wide variety of art, including these double-sided pieces that Bernie said they had to figure out, how do we hang these? But they really are interesting pieces. Amongst other interesting stuff is the dioramas he mentioned by Ed Strasberg, who's a Vietnam vet. And though this is not the normal thing we see in a gallery, they really are detailed and fascinating. And I was really glad that he removed the glass so we could get a close look, so you can really see the soldiers posed here, the attention to detail. Getting in close, we really see the soldier's eye view, and even from the back, there's something to see. The rear of the gallery is dominated by a collection of works by Cabot Lyford, a World War II vet, sculptor, artist, and these are laid out sequentially, and they trace, here he is doing some sculpture, they trace his evolution from the darkness at the end of the war, and you see him employing more light, the themes change, and we really get kind of an evolution of the artist that I don't want to interpret too much because there's a lot going on, but it seems to me that we get more light, more interest in nature and natural themes, and it really is kind of a move to the light. You have to interpret it yourself, but it's a very interesting collection of works. The gallery also has some work by Jacques Bessery, who just obviously does very interesting things with light in his paintings. And these really grab your attention and make you want to just look a little deeper. The gallery also displays information about the artist, so we see there's just a lot of people represented here with their backstories, and so that adds just another layer to what we're seeing here. If you'd like to know more about the Peace Gallery's work, or perhaps to support them, just go to thepeacegallery.com, and we thank them for everything they do and their artists for everything they've done. Since we were planning on taking the river cruise that afternoon, we headed over to the dock and had lunch at the Schooner's Landing. This is a restaurant that's just right there on the water. Beautiful views from your tables and just a breeze blowing is wonderful. You've got nautical decor. They have some nice landscaping. You can see boats going by, but what's my favorite thing? Yep, the mirror in the men's room. I swear if that goes missing, I'm gonna need an alibi. But hey, for normal people, even inside, it's got great views. So this is really one of our favorite places to eat. The lobster quesadilla. Oh, it's so good. And your lobster roll? At 2 o'clock, it was time to go for our cruise. And, you know, we've been seeing this boat go out for years, but we said, hey, time to book a Damariscotta River cruise. It's a cute little boat. It's got a bar, and they serve oysters. So, you know, I mean, how bad can it be? The cruise is going to start from Damariscotta, and we're going to go down the river, and along the way we're going to see a lot of boats, lots of oyster farms, until we get down to Mary Island, where the boat's going to turn around, and we're going to see seals on that ledge there. We'll pass by the arrow real quick, and then we come back past all the sites, and so it's a pretty good little cruise. Heading out, we passed a bunch of moored boats and some cool-looking buoys, and we see Damariscotta from the water side. This is a sight I haven't seen since I was a kid. Very pretty as we put them in the rearview mirror. Then we go past some very modest and probably affordable vacation homes along the river. This boat, very pretty sailboat that we saw. Can't believe they didn't wave, but I might have missed it. The big sight along the river, though, are the oyster farms. We have all these booms where they're growing the oysters. Apparently 70% of the oysters in Maine come from here, and they have the little oysters in those booms. And then they have these platforms where people are working, doing, collecting oysters, do whatever they do to bring us fresh oysters. Of course, oysters aren't the only thing in the water. We pass a lot of lobster buoys as we go along. And then here is an osprey circling around over the shore. Very pretty scenery along the shore. And yeah, some more of these affordable waterfront houses. It's just a very modest dwelling here. But actually, really pretty sight. After passing some more beautiful scenery, we get down to Mary Island. And here's the island. They have at least one home on it. And the cool thing about it is they have both bald eagle and osprey eagle nests. The bald eagles are on the island. I thought I was getting an eagle here. It's actually just a seagull. But they have this other little island and then the osprey nest on top of that sign. So with all this, the lobster buoy is really pretty sight to turn around at. Turning around for another pass by the island, we were going to head back upriver towards the seals on the ledge. Here we see 6 harbor seals, and well, I think seals are self-explanatory. This one guy on the right cracks me up. What? Me? Huh? Who? Never mind. My tripod and the motion of the boat was fighting me, but even though it's shaky, I really like this heron on the rocks with these guys. After doing a loop-de-loop, we had to leave the seals behind. But as we went up more along the west bank, we got to see the quaint and rustic dwellings on that side. Passing the oyster farms again, it looks like these guys are packing up at the end of the day, and it's getting on to be about 4. These folks are still out working the booms. Lots of activity along the river. These folks appear to be living the pirate life, flying the Jolly Roger as they camp at their mooring. Coming in, we get another view of Damariscotta before the boat starts swinging around, and it's gonna back into the dock. This amazed me. The tide is coming in, so the water's actually going away from us upstream, and the captain is using that to just kind of work against it and move his boat sideways, effortlessly landing. Here you have the epitome of, this is not my first rodeo. By the way, this guy also kept up a very dry and witty commentary the whole trip. So that was our episode. Hope you enjoyed it. We enjoyed the river cruise. You enjoy it?
I did, and that captain was so much fun.
He was, it took a while. He was a little spacey at first, but then was like, oh my God, he's hilarious. So that's his shtick. Take the cruise if you want to hear it. We tried to not have it on the video. But next week, we're going to stay in that area. And we've got Marnie Sinclair, who has some very interesting multimedia art. And what do you think?
She's ecological and she's amazing. She does sculpture, painting, everything.
So a very, very interesting artist. So that's what we got for you next week. Thank you for joining us this time.